What's up, everyone? Thralls Metal here once again. I'm Necrotic Nick, and we are down to the top 10 albums, at least in my opinion, of 2019 here. So let's do this. Number 10, Cattle Decapitation, Death Atlas. I was legit blown away by this one. I think the fact that they used a more full production on this just dialed up how epic this was. The seamless blend of death metal, death grind, and black metal on here just works so well. Travis's vocal performance on this is absolutely insane once again. The stuff that he does is ridiculous. Musically, they were firing on all cylinders on this one. I particularly love Bring Back the Plague and Death Atlas. I think those are two of the best tracks on here. If you haven't heard this yet, definitely jam it. I think this is one of their best in their entire back catalog, which is a pretty impressive back catalog. Check it out. Number 9, Mayhem Demon. I was legit shocked at how good this was. Their last album, Esoteric Warfare, definitely didn't really do it for me. I wasn't sure if they still had it in them to write an incredible album, and they did. Honestly, I think this is the best album since De Mysterious. I will go on record saying that. Fantastic. It sounds evil as hell. Attila's vocal performance is nuts on this. Brilliant use of atmosphere, but they still know how to dial it up and get fast and thrashy in spots. This is an incredible album from them. I didn't think they had it in them, and I love the fact that they proved me wrong. Incredible album. Definitely a revitalizing album for Mayhem, I would say. This is absolutely killer, and if you haven't heard it yet, you're missing out on some fine black metal. Check it out. Number 8, Gatecreeper Deserted. I knew this was going to be good. I had no idea it was going to be as good as it was. And this one, they didn't retread and just try to redo the first album and all. They actually added a lot of cool melody on this one. Lots of awesome groove. And I think they really dialed up the hardcore aspect on this. Just a fantastic release. Absolutely love this. Yeah, these guys are killing it both in Gatecreeper and Spirit of Drift. They both made it on my list. I can't wait to hear more from them and see them live again, because this does not hold a candle to them live. This is a flat-out incredible album. Definitely jam it. It's killer from start to finish. Check it out. Number 7, Vltimas, Something Wicked Marches In. Another one I was kind of shocked by, just considering who was in it. Now, I knew Rune Eriksson was an incredible riffy guitarist, and I love flows, drums, and cryptopsy. The dude's absolutely insane. But I had to say I was a little wary of anything with David Vincent in it after his last stint in Morbid Angel. Ooh. But when I heard this album, I was legit shocked. This is incredible, and I think actually features one of David Vincent's finest vocal performances. Riffs are just awesome on this. Rune kills it, and it was surprising to see Flo actually be a little bit more subdued. Not that he's just doing basic AC/DC shit or anything like that. He's fucking flying on this one, but he's not as jazzy on this one, but just killing it. I legit hope they tour on this, because this is an awesome album. I hope this supergroup keeps going. I know these guys all have busy schedules and other bands, but this needs to continue because this was fantastic. Definitely check this out. Number 6, Blood Incantation, Hidden History of the Human Race. I still remember when Jammin' John and I sat down and jammed this, and we were both looking at each other like, dude, wow. This is an incredible album. Only 4 tracks, but you are just packed with riffs, amazing lead work, technical play, shifts in mood. There's even some Middle Eastern music in here. And the last track, which I'm just calling Awakening because I'm not saying the whole title, is an 18.5-minute riff fest, proggy, amazing songwriting on here. I absolutely love this album. I knew these guys were going to be otherworldly. I loved Starspawn. I thought this was even more in-depth. Incredible release. If you haven't heard this, this is a buzz band worthy of all the buzz. Definitely check this release out. At number 5, we have Tomb Mold, Planetary Clairvoyance. Should be no shock to anyone that this is on my list and so high. I absolutely love Tomb Mold, and this one definitely showed some growth in their songwriting. I thought every song in here had a killer hook to it, but it still retained all that sludgy, dirty, almost kind of punkish death metal on here. There's a lot of autopsy worship here, but it's also kind of intermingled with a lot of like Incantation and Morbid Angel. My God, every song on here is killer. I didn't even mind the interlude on here, and I bitch about interludes all the time. Killer release from these guys. I can't wait to see these guys live again because they absolutely kill it live. This is flat out an incredible release. Also on 20 Buck Spin, no surprise there. They had a monstrous year in terms of killer releases. Definitely check this out if you haven't heard it. I imagine most death metal heads have heard it by now, but check it out and listen to it again and again. It's incredible. At number 4, we have Cult of Luna, A Dawn to Fear. This is an incredible 2-disc post-metal album. This, I think, is their finest album yet. There's so much atmosphere, so much emotion, so much awesome song building. Like, I love the slow build dynamic these guys like to use and how layered it is. There's lots of extra percussion, keys. It feels just passionate. I love pretty much everything about this. This is the best post-metal release I've heard this year, hands down. And I think, again, the best album in their discography at this point. This is just fantastic. I thought Vertical was amazing, and they blew that one out of the water. Incredible release, guys. Definitely check this out. If you're a big fan of Neurosis or The Ocean or anything like that, you need to hear this. It's incredible. Number 3, Witch Vomit, Buried Deep in a Bottomless Grave. Should be no shock that this was on my list. It is one of 2 5-star ratings I've given, and I still stand by that because it's awesome from start to finish. I love the fact that most of the stuff in the Portland, Oregon scene seems to be more Death Doom. These guys went thrashy, old-school death metal, a la Autopsy and Early Death. This is an awesome release. There are so many hooks on here and just awesome squealy leads. Everything I love about death metal is on here. My only complaint is it's too short. I wanted more after hearing this, so I had to listen to it a bajillion more times, and my love for it did not dull in all those times. This is an incredible release, quite possibly one of the best out of the Portland, Oregon scene in my opinion, and I really want to see this live because I can only imagine how kick-ass this is going to be. Check it out. Awesome album. Number 2, Wretched Fate, Fleshletting. I picked this up on a whim on Bandcamp, and I have jammed it ever since, and I picked this up way back in, like, March. This is one of the best bloodbath worship bands I've heard, and honestly, I like this album more than I've liked the last 2 bloodbaths, at least. This is definitely more along the lines of the Fathomless Mastery sort of bloodbath sound, so it's definitely more technical. It's fast as shit. Every song on here is just furious. The drum work is insanely good. The front end does a spot-on Ockerfelt growl. Like, you pretty much have all the hallmarks of a great bloodbath album, except written by a totally different band. This is incredible, and even as much as it is worship and tribute, it has some modern flares in it that keep it a little bit different. It's almost like Bloodbath, except they're playing aborted-style songs. Killer release. Every song on here is absolutely killer. I recommend just checking out Heading for a Beheading. It's just a massively fun song with a killer D-beat chorus and lots of gang vocals. Loved every second of it. Definitely check this band out. I'm really hoping for more releases from these guys. This was on Redefining Darkness, and yeah, killer. Absolutely killer. And number 1, Devin Townsend, Empath. When someone says an artist is bearing their soul, this is what they mean. It is absolutely incredible the amount of styles that he threw in this. This is pretty much encompassing his entire career in music in one album, and it doesn't at one point feel bloated. It actually feels fun. It feels like an adventure. I like the fact that he revisited the Strapping Young Lad years on here. There's definitely some more death metal, and at least that hyper-fast, almost industrial metal style that he had before in Strapping Young Lad on here. It was definitely absent in a lot of other albums, and it once again resurfaced on here, but all that virtuoso and prog and the fact that he's willing to try anything and make it work. The production on here is flawless. He fucking nailed it. He got this beautiful layered sound, and it never sounds like it's too much on here. I absolutely love this album, and this is just an album you can feel. You just pretty much feel all the passion and energy that went into it in every song. Hell, Chad Kroeger popped up on this, and it didn't suck. That's pretty amazing on its own. Definitely check this out if you're a prog head. Again, good chance you've probably already heard it, but if you're just looking for something completely different, definitely check this out. It is an incredible album, and that's why it is my number 1. Well, that does it for my year-end list. I think it was a pretty wide-reaching one, and I'm sure there's going to be lots of interesting comments about what was on your list and what should have been on my list, all that, and, you know, it's all opinion-based, but, you know, I'd love to hear what all you consider the best albums of this year. Tell me. Put them in the comments. We'll definitely talk about it. So, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you are new to the channel, subscribe, because we do shit like this all the time. Catch you guys later.